What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 29. I am Brett, aka Enigma 9011, and today I am joined by Nolan. Remember, guys, you can watch the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every first and third Saturday of the month, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't watch it live, that's okay. You can go catch it over on youtube.com. Search Enigma9011 where it's broken out topic by topic or put as one big video for your amusement. Remember, today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by the merch store. You can check that out and get your Enigma 9011 swag, like the LTS 2017 logo and other stuff, t-shirts, backpacks, coffee mugs, more. You can check that out. I think that's it for the intro. So, 3 topics today. Nolan's got one, I have one, and then we'll go through lightning round questions. So, Nolan, because you're the guest, you can kick it off. What is your topic for the day?
Okay, so lately, I think about the past 2 weeks, I went and for the first time since I was probably 12, I bought like a little moleskin just notebook. Just decided to, write down some thoughts every day, journaling, you know what I mean? Just to, originally I think it was to try and document my life, have something tangible away from a screen. I've been trying to do more things off of social media or just be healthier with my interactions with my phone in particular, right? And I think it has a lot of benefits outside of even just that. I think it's good mentally to be able to write something down that no one else is going to see. You can say whatever you want, no matter how stupid or, you know what I mean? If you're anxious or you're insecure about something and you just write it down, it's not going to respond any type of way. Even if you were talking to someone and they were validating what you were saying, it's not going to do that. You're not going to be able to re-justify what you're saying. You're just putting it out. And I think once you put something out, in general, you feel a lot better about it. I mean, maybe talking through things is better for other people. But I think if I just write things down, it's good. I think it's also just good to document, probably have this forever. I mean, I'll buy them as I go, and then
it's something to look back on.
Yeah. I mean, when I die one day, maybe someone will find it in a Salvation Army or something, and then they'll read through. This girl I know, she's doing an art project where she found this guy who had passed away diary, and he had all his stories in it about the guys or the girls he was dating at the time from the 50s, and she's trying to track down yearbook pictures of them and stuff like that, or pictures of them from when they were, and doing a whole installation art piece about it. So I mean, if I found someone's old journal, I think it's just an interesting thing,
Yeah, it's like a little time capsule type thing. Yeah, that's so is your topic how you think it's beneficial, or people should do more?
Yeah, just how it's beneficial. I mean, I think everyone should do whatever helps them. I mean, for me personally, like I said, I think I'm just at a point where I think I just had an unhealthy relationship with my phone, technology in general. I'm trying to do more tactile, physical things.
Okay.
Because I grew up, I'm not a true digital native. I remember a lot of analog from the 90s. But I mostly grew up with digital. But I mean, I remember when I was in high school, when I took photography, it was film. Right? And we had a film store in the mall. And I remember hanging out with friends, and they'd be skating, and I'd be taking pictures with film. My camera was bad. It wasn't bad, but it was not meant for, it wasn't fast, it wasn't meant for, action stuff. Yeah. But, I did, the best you really could with that, and, you'd go and you'd develop everything, and it was very tactile. And it takes up time. It makes more productivity, whereas now I feel I spend time just, sitting, scrolling on a screen, doing nothing, and then I'll be why am I, there's no reason.
Yeah.
So it's the more tactile things I can do, the better. But I mean, I think, if other people have a better relationship and you're trying to, you keep like a video diary or something. Like what
Mm-hmm.
I think documentation in general is good. Whatever helps you get out.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, you're taking what's going on inside of you, especially stressful times. Usually that's when it happens the most, and you're releasing it. Because keeping it in, at least for me, I notice it like eats away and it builds up and it makes it way worse than it needs to be. Like we were talking about before the podcast and recording, like, I think the vlogs have helped me out with that. And not because, like, oh, I'm stressed all the time, but, like, when I have those stressful moments, talking about it, or just talking about, hey, what have I done this week, or what have I done today, and kind of having that reflective to be like, oh, I was really productive, or, well, I didn't do shit. So, like, having that outlet, I think, is a good thing, because, like you mentioned earlier, some people might be easier to talk about things, which I personally feel like sometimes that does help me put it out there. It's not the thought is bouncing in my head. I put it out there and it's kind of escaping me, I guess you could say. Sometimes you don't always have that person to talk to. Maybe you're not in a relationship, or obviously friends have their own life and family and stuff like that. So with you being able to do it with a journal or a vlog where I'm literally talking to a camera, I don't need somebody there. It's just the power of me and okay, release kind of thing. So yeah, I understand the exchange of that negativity and trying to release it, maybe turning it to positive, or at least, just getting it out of your system compared to bottling it up and keeping it tight. And the phone thing, it's funny you brought that up. Last podcast, I talked about time management because I was having some tough times, like juggling that, like what works, what doesn't work for me. And a viewer left a video on it. It's like, hey, check this out. And it was talking about, like, our generation and younger generations and how, like, we're stressed because we don't feel like we're successful, and others are putting onto us like we're lazy because we give up on things too fast. And he mentioned, like, the phone, like, you get instantaneous gratification from, like, hey, I got a text, hey, Facebook, hey, I can buy this right now. And, like, watching that, I was like, well, yeah, because I notice now, sitting at home, not having a job, there's all those times, like, like, noticing that. So, like, that was a big blow to me. I was like, damn, I do that often. Why? There's no reason. So these past couple days, it hasn't been, that long since I've watched it, but I've been noticing I'm trying to put the phone away and, like, not rely on it so much, I guess you could say. So, like, only checking it maybe 3 times a day. Get up, go to bed, maybe in the middle. Some point. Not, hey, I'm not doing anything at this moment. Now I have to look at it. So, yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing to think about, is, like, how to deal with those thoughts in your head, and then also doing it differently, because doing the same thing over and over again with the same results, expecting something different, insanity. And then the phone in its own way being a butthole. But yeah,
I think you said before, like, getting negative stuff out. I think it's also good though, like, if you write stuff down or whatever, like, if you have, like, good stuff going on, you have, like, a good day, right? Because then it's physically there, and, like, if you go back and reread stuff, you can, like, see, like, oh, it's really not, like, that bad. You know what I mean? Like, everything you're feeling is just, like, temporary for that. I mean, outside of, like, you know what I mean?
Usually,
like, just anxieties in general you get from general life stuff. It's all mostly just temporary stuff.
Yeah, like, oh, this person was an asshole, or whatever it was. Like,
yeah, like, like, typically I've tried to always think, like, if I fell asleep, would I still be mad the next day? And, like, that's tough to, like, live through, like, or to live that idea out, but I think that's a good way of thinking about it. But if you can, like, look back and be like, you're having a shitty day, or, like, whatever, and you can see, like, oh, only, like, 2 days ago, like, it was dope.
Yeah.
And it's not that bad. And then also, because I think about productivity, and I think that's, like, the main thing. As long as you're doing something that, like, feels productive and not, like, you're just wasting time afterwards. Because, like, this doesn't feel like wasting time when I do it, you know what I mean? working.
Yeah.
And then it's like constantly you said trying to do better and stuff. Like, at first I was like, always writing full sentences and everything, and then I kind of realized like I don't really care. Like, it doesn't have to like flow. Like, I know my own shorthand and stuff. Like, it just sometimes it's full sentences, sometimes it's just bullet points. Sometimes like throughout the day, if it's a new thing, like I try to write in the morning because I feel like that's the best time for me. I feel like it's a good time for everyone. I think there's science that says you're most creative when you're tired. So like when you first wake up, when you're coming out of like dream and REM and stuff, it's like an interesting time to write. Like, end of the day, I don't always do sometimes, but like if something happens in the middle of the day, I just put like a hyphen in like the entry and then write whatever I'm thinking like right then. So like I can see like, oh, this was my thought there and there. It's like you just develop a system that makes it easier and better because it's just for you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, I think it has journaling has a lot of benefits. I feel like not many people do that. I feel like anything similar, a lot of people don't do day to day. Either write down, they don't like record their thoughts, or and checking the phone. I miss sometimes, like when I was in high school, you had to pay for texts. It wasn't unlimited texting because, I grew up making phone calls a lot more than texting with people. So like I still lean that way, but it's kind of weird in society now to call people instead of text. But I feel like you don't go through a whole weird back and forth. Things don't get lost so much in communication. I feel like phone calls, it's more like a natural conversation. But people don't like that as much. It's pretty weird because I feel like
it's more of an investment and like
and you don't stress out. You don't have stuff like if someone doesn't text you back, you're not like in your own
sitting
head
there.
about it. You're not in your head about it. You're not sitting there looking at your phone like waiting for it to like buzz in your pocket, and then it's someone else and you're like,
damn.
You're the phone, like when it was more calling, you would call, you'd like maybe make plans. I feel like people used to make plans more in the past than they do now because of that. Like, and you would talk about whatever you had in any amount of time that it took, and then it was over, and then you weren't really thinking anything stressful about it. You didn't have to have constant communication. Which, it's good, but it also has negative mental effects, I think.
Yeah, and obviously the benefits of writing it down immediately, or at least in your day, like getting out of your system, but also like you said, going back and seeing like you had a good day here or there, like even down the road, like I know I enjoy that, like going back, like I have a notebook for, it's the like Twitch channel and YouTube channel, but like stats, like, oh, I was at this point, and like seeing that growth and progression. So whether it's number wise or obviously personal wise, like, oh, last year this time I was here and look where I have now, whether it's a goal that was something growth wise, maybe a career or moving somewhere or doing some big project or where it is, or just something more personal. I was in a relationship with so and so, or I hung out with so and then, oh, I wonder how they're doing, or whatever it is. But yeah, that reflecting, I think that's really cool, because if you don't do it at that time where you write it down, you could remember it, or you can't,
I think if you don't have to look back on, you could, but most people, you're not gonna. Like, if you're being, like, stressed out, and you like, you don't go, like, to write down that you're stressed out, and you see whatever, like, you're not gonna think, oh, yeah, but, like, the other day was fine. It's just not, like, a natural human thought to, like, look back. But, like, when you look, and you can see, like, oh, I was, like, stressing about this same thing, like, a couple days ago, but then it was fine. Like, it's just, you gotta realize, like, it's, like, fine to be stressed. Like, it happens, but, like, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? You just gotta roll with it. You're gonna be stressed, and then you're gonna be fine, and it's just kind of the way it is. You can't let it, like, destroy your day or destroy, like, your whole deal.
Yeah, I get that.
Otherwise, you just get in your own head about it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Depending, maybe other people are a lot less neurotic than me, but
no, I get that. There's definitely been a period or two where I just, like, nonstop just keep down that downhill.
Yeah.
Like, God, it's one thing or whatever it is. And I mean, yeah, it blows over, but like compared to other like, oh, I'm not gonna finish this homework assignment or whatever, like a bigger stretch of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's this and there's that and there's nothing in front of me. So yeah, it's interesting to see how you can tackle things different ways and see what works, what helps. Because I mean, obviously, maybe the journaling wouldn't work for everybody, but something else would, and seeing the hopefully positive effect that does is good. It's cool. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right.